But first, local firefighters being called into action to help battle wildfires in California. Dozens of raging wildfires there are tearing through the hillsides, destroying neighborhoods and claiming lives. The Mendocino complex fire north of San Francisco is now the state's largest wildfire in history. Eyewitness News reporter Sharon Ko was there as crews from our area geared up to leave. And Sharon, for some of them, this is the first time they'll be battling wildfires in another state.
Yeah, Deborah, that may be the case, but the crews heading to California are prepared and well trained. They fought in multiple wildfires in Texas, including Bastrop, where we saw the most destructive wildfire in Texas history.
After kisses and a goodbye.
Same thing, just tell them, hey, Dad's gonna be home in a while, or he'll be gone for a while, be another month.
Schertz firefighter Patricia Wilson prepares to head out to another wildfire.
We've been doing this quite a while. This is just, the nervousness is just, you don't want to get too complacent. This is a different scale.
From our perspective, we're sending the best of the best on this deployment. So everybody you see here that's going on this deployment has been on multiple deployments across the state of Texas.
The Schertz crew will be among nearly 100 firefighters across Texas, answering the call to fight the California fires.
San Antonio Fire Department does have crews specifically trained to fight fires in the terrain. We're very proud to be able to assist our fellow citizens in California.
The firefighters in our area will be headed to the Mendocino complex fire, where the flames show no signs of slowing down. So far, it's burned through at least 455 square miles.
It's supposed to be sealed.
Canyon Lake Fire Chief Darren Brinkater will be leading the team.
I have a personal contact with CAL FIRE already. Main contact fire conditions are extreme right now. The temperature is in the 3 digits and expected to be 106 degrees with single-digit relative humidity, meaning the fire is going to burn fast and furious, and the wind is high as well.
Brinkater says they'll most likely be on the fire line, helping to save homes and other structures.
We're dealing with trees that are taller than telephone poles locally here in Texas, like double or triple the size of a telephone pole here.
Fire officials are also strategically planning where to place resources in Texas and keeping a watchful eye on our own wildfire season. The Texas A&M Forest Service says to date, there have been nearly 7,000 wildfires in the state that have burned more than 492,000 acres. Sharon Ko, KENS 5, Eyewitness News.